Test for proteins. In this test, you may be given two types of food samples labeled X and another food sample labeled Y to test for proteins. There are three tests that are used to test for the presence of proteins in food samples. First, we are going to carry out the Biuret test. In the Biuret test, first, you collect 2 milliliters of food sample X and you place in a test tube. So collect 2 milliliters of food sample X, place in a test tube. You collect 1 milliliter of sodium hydroxide solution. You place in it. Now, very important in this test, you slant or tilt the test tube and you put 10 drops of copper sulfate down the side of the test tube to the solution. Now you observe that a blue ring is formed at the surface of the solution, and when the solution is homogenized, homogenization means you mix well. Once homogenized, the color changes to purple or violet. This indicates the presence of proteins in the food sample. So it means that the observation here is that the color changed from blue to violet, indicating the presence of proteins. Now in food sample Y, we collect 2 milliliters of food sample Y, we place in a test tube. You put 1 milliliter of sodium hydroxide, you slant the test tube, and we put 10 drops of copper sulfate down the side of the test tube to the solution. Now, you look at it. Once you homogenize, we observe that the solution stays blue. This indicates the absence of proteins in this food sample. The second test to test for proteins, you could use Millon's reagent, where in that test, you put 2 milliliters of food sample in the test tube, you add 2 milliliters of Millon's reagent, you heat it in a water bath for 5 minutes. The color will change to salmon pink, indicating the presence of proteins. If the color